Hi guys, good afternoon, good evening. How are you today?
Hi, teacher. Fine, thank
Hello,
you.
teacher. Fine, fine. And you?
Okay, thank you. And you, Lily, do you have the internet finally?
Yes, finally.
Oh, that's nice. So, how was your day today? I know. Who wants to start? What did you do today? Did you work today?
Yes, every day.
Was it very busy?
Mm, yes, I book some book in the system productivity for the company.
Okay. And what about you, Fabian? How was your day today?
Uh, I in my work today it's relax, but I'm a little busy.
You're a little sick?
Sorry?
What did you say? Yeah, are you sick?
In my work today este uh, in my work today is relax, but I today I back at home a little bossy.
Ah, okay. You're a little bit. What about you, Liliana? What did you do today?
Today I went to work and I had a training for 5 hours maybe. And then I came home and cleaned all the house.
Mhm. It was because of the weather, no? You took 5 hours to arrive to your
Eh,
home.
yes, because it's windy again.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So, your homework was to read the text first. It's a blog post. So we read together now and we answer the question, in what ways is Kim's lifestyle similar and different to yours? Let's divide the text into three parts that everyone can read a little. So the first part for Fabian, please start. For Fabian, please. And then let's take it for Juan and Lily, please. Mhm.
Okay. Uh, I'm a games designer and and I live in Hackney in London. On a typical day, my alarm goes off at 6 a.m. and I try not to look at my emails or start work immediately. First, I do a bit of yoga and make a cup of green tea. I have a fairly healthy
Okay, thank you. Designer, yeah.
sign.
Juan, please.
Okay. Uh, I have a fairly healthy breakfast, some cereal with milk or some toast. And then I cycle to work. It takes about 20 minutes and I find it really relaxing. And the word free is the thing I do is switch on my computer and read my emails.
Good. Toast.
Oh,
Toast. First. First. And emails we start with. emails.
Okay.
Thank you. Lily, please.
For lunch, I get some noodles or something from one of the Vietnamese cafes or restaurants near to where I work. After work, I like to meet up with friends for dinner or go out somewhere. I love going to the cinema or the theater or just staying at home listening to music.
Okay, very nice. So, the question is, how is this lifestyle similar to yours? I think, speaking about myself, I try to wake up at 6 a.m. Uh, these days. So I think only that can be similar. And also, I do yoga. Um, Maybe that's it. I'm trying to eat healthy. Okay, what about you? How is the lifestyle of Kim is similar to yours? Lily, please.
For me, is probably that I also wake up around 6 a.m. I prefer tea instead of coffee. And also, the first thing I do at work is read my emails.
Thank you. Juan, what about you? Is it similar to your lifestyle?
For the morning?
Uh, Your lifestyle, what is it similar to yours? Maybe you wake up at 6
Oh,
a.m., you do
uh,
yoga.
the from Monday to Friday, I usually wake up very early, 4 a.m. I wake up early to start my day with energy, and it's not easy, but I help me stay strong and healthy.
Okay, thank you. Fabian, is it similar to yours lifestyle?
Um, she gets up at the same time as me. I get up at 6 a.m. Some. Um, I I don't take a relaxed time. Usually, work all the time. Uh, Maybe I have a break in uh, um, say 13 minutes, maybe, but this, ¿cómo sería raro? Es raro en la ocasión.
It's seldom. I will write it. Seldom.
Seldom.
Mhm.
It's seldom I take breaks. Um, uh, uh, um, I usually I never going a theater or cinema. Usually read books or watch movies or series in my cell phone or my computer.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and you needed to write a blog about a day in your life using some modifiers and write about. So, what are the modifiers? Do you remember? They are quite a lot of, for example, or quite a pretty, relatively, fairly. So, you use them. And you explain what time you usually get up, what you do first in the morning, how you travel to work or college, what you have for lunch, and what you enjoy doing in the evenings. So I was very excited to receive the homework from Lily. She's always prepared so nice and makes such nice pictures and everything. So Lily, please.
Thank you. I typically wake up at 6:30 a.m. I usually take a shower, make my bed, and drink a cup of coffee. After that, I drive around 25 minutes to work. I think I'm quite bad at driving, so I try to take my time. When I arrive at work, I take my meetings and review my emails. Then I usually go to the production and warehouse areas to make inspections or talk with employees about their concerns. I think because of my job, my life is quite funny since every day is different and interesting. I usually have lunch around 2 p.m., which is not normal for people here since they usually have lunch at 12 p.m. After work, I think my life is quite normal. I usually go to the supermarkets on Mondays and I also clean my house. Tuesday and Thursday are study days. I do my master degree homework and I also have English classes. On Wednesday, I usually see my parents and we go shopping or have dinner together. Finally, on Fridays, I go to Juarez to be at home with my family all weekend.
Thank you. So let's ask a question to Lily. You can see her homework in WhatsApp if you didn't understand something. Yeah, it's important to try to create the conversation. So my question is, Lily, you said that you usually have lunch around 2 p.m. and then, well, you have the lunch at work. Do you have a kind of cafeteria there, or do you take your lunchbox with you?
Yes, I have to take my lunch with me, but I usually buy something.
Uh-huh. Okay. Thank you. Juan, your question, please, to Lily.
Yeah, yes. Mm, mm. Do you like your job more?
Yes, I like my job because I think it's very interesting and funny. I always have the opportunity to talk with a lot of people, do trainings, and I always learning something new.
Why do you say it's funny? In which way?
I'm not sure. You know, it's because a lot of things are happening around. It's maybe because it's safety, so a lot of people do like weird things. So for me, it's funny.
Also, it's funny for you, just maybe for some people, it's not so funny.
Yeah, but it's my work, so I'm always dealing with that kind of situations.
So, what was the most ridiculous thing that you saw at your work that someone, I don't know, broke your safety ropes, that you was doing something weird at work?
Um, I think probably not ridiculous, but maybe people usually don't use like the common sense. So, for example, if they try to use a different tool to do something that they can do with their hands, or sometimes people don't use the common sense to do the processes. So, yes, but it's hard to think about something, but I'm going to think, and maybe next class I'm going to tell you an example.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I just remember that I know some people commented me on that, for example, they don't like to use gloves at work because they believe that it's too hot or it like limits your movements and so on. But it's against of safety.
Yes, it's very common.
Okay, thank you. Fabian, your question to Lily, please.
In your work, you usually listen music or any type music for for concentrate, como para concentrarte, ¿se dice?
Mm, yes, sometimes I like to listen music, especially when I have to read something or study something.
Thank you. That was interesting. Let's listen to Juan. Please listen carefully, attentively. We will ask a question after.
Okay. Uh, uh, Day in my life, from Monday to Friday, I usually get up very early, 4 a.m. I wake up early to start my day with energy. In the morning, I usually go to the gym or go running. Doing exercise makes me feel good and me motivation for the day. After training, I get ready before I go to the work. I usually drink a banana something. I gives me energy. At 7 a.m. I drive to work in my car. It is more comfortable and fast. And lunchtime, I often eat a sandwich in the office. Sometimes uh, I choose my food depending my hungry. In the evening, like to relax, I listen to the music or podcast. Sometimes I cook food the next day. This helps stay me organized and food better.
Okay, thank you. It's amazing for me that you wake up at 4 a.m. I followed one girl on Instagram. She's a teacher in the USA, and she shows her daily routine. And before classes, she wakes up at 4 a.m. She prepares the breakfast. She goes to the gym. And I was always thinking, how it is possible? She used to go to sleep very early. And yeah, I think she goes to sleep like at 8 p.m. So my question, is it enough time for you to sleep? And at what time do you go to sleep? Do you go to sleep at 10 p.m. or later?
Now I go to sleep uh, 11 p.m. or 12 p.m.
Is it enough for you? 4 hours?
Yeah.
Uh,
No, no sé cómo decir insomnio,
it's
pero
the same, yeah. I have an insomnia.
yeah.
Well, maybe yeah, it's better to go and do something than just to try to sleep. Okay, thank you. Lily, your question, please.
What do you usually like to have for lunch?
Mm, I usually eat for lunch sandwich or chicken sandwich with banana something.
Mm, okay, thank you. Fabian, your question, please.
Um, what type of podcast to listen to?
What time?
Uh, type of podcast. What
Oh,
type of podcast to listen?
mm, Sometimes sport and other data science and programming.
Okay, thank you. That was nice, very interesting. Fabian, tell us about your day in your life, please.
I am mechatronic engineer living in Mexico. I usually get up at 6 a.m. Every uh, weekday, sería como entre semana, weekday, I shower first and they have breakfast. I usually prepare it, but sometimes I don't have time and going to work. I leave home at 7 a.m. to take the bus to work. On the bus, I usually read books or play video games on my in my cell phone. Usually arrive at work at 7:15 a.m. and we always do different activities. One day installing a solar panel and another day fixing a generator. I always leaving work at 5 p.m. but usually I work horas extra serían hours extra hours o overtime
Yeah, extra hours.
extra hours. Um, I work extra hours, usually 1 or 2 hours a week. After I eat my meal in the weekend, take my English class or I do my homework. And and the night I play video games or watch any movie or series. And I go to bed 12, era 12, ¿verdad? 12 a.m. usually go to bed.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, you can say overtime. Uh-huh. My question is, which games do you play on your cell phone?
Eh, ¿Me lo repite?
Which games do you have on your cell phone? You play?
Oh, usually, for example, use Duolingo, for example, or play a ver. um, these different games usually play games the defense towers. It it's games I I don't need concentration in the game. Usually play autoplay or play alone the games.
Okay, thank you. So just for relax. Could you please your question?
So, do you like to work overtime or extra hours? Or is like mandatory, obligatorio to do it?
Mm, usually enjoying work overtimes, but in a uh, in a ay, ¿cómo se dice viernes? Se me fue. ¿Saturday? No.
Saturday?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Ajá. In Saturday, I don't like, but in my boss need, I do.
Okay, thank you. And what your question, please?
Yes. What is your favorite activity of of your day?
Mm, my activity favorite is um when when I when I go at home and play video game with my friends or read books in the bus. I um, read books in the bus and when I go to the job to the work, read my books. Usually read aloud.
Okay. What book are you reading right now?
Excuse me.
Which book are you reading right now?
It's a book. Um, the name is Las Aguas Indóminas. It's the second part the trilogy, and I read the middle book, but it's interesting. Is tip Harry Potter, but uh, el elementals, magic elemental or fire, water, air, air, um, likes, likes, trueno sería like, ah,
So it's like fantasy genre. Yeah.
it's a, it's a fantasy and joven to your romance, pero de juventud, ¿cómo se llamaba? ¿Cómo se le diría?
Okay. Yeah, it's like I know romance.
Romance.
Romance. Okay. I see. Thank you. That was very interesting. All the stories. Thank you. In workbook, we have more exercises. On this lesson 1D, we have finished already the first unit. So we're going to review some exercises and then we will have like an exam. I think a small test next lesson maybe or in 1 week. Well, in 1 week we will rest. I think we will have a 1 week of holidays. So now workbook page 9, lesson 1D. So grammar modifiers and listening and interview about lifestyle. So modifiers. One, choose the correct word or phrase to complete the sentences. My life is boring these days.
Quiet, no, fairly,
Fairly boring these days. Okay. Number 2, I'd love to have free time during the week.
a lot more,
A lot more, I think. We are all busy at the moment.
quiet,
Wait.
Right.
Wait.
That's correct. I live in a cheap flat close here to here.
Relative.
In
Relative.
a relatively cheap flat. Alex is happy person most of the time.
Is quite at.
Quite a happy person. I'd like to spend more time outdoors, but not much more.
Of.
a bit,
A bit, I think, because a lot of it could be contradicting with not much more. So a bit. Number two, letter B, put the words in the correct order to make sentences. Number one,
A, B,
so
Ah. mhm,
I've got
white,
white,
mhm, uh, big family,
big family. I've got quite a big family. Number two,
I spent
I spent,
I spend
I spent, I spent,
here we have less, we have a lot. Maybe
I spent a lot time
spend a
with my
lot,
friends.
a lot less. I spent a lot, it's not fun. A lot less time with my friends now. Yeah. Spent a lot less, no, a lot less time with my friends now. Number three,
I would like
Eight,
I'd like,
to be
I'd like to be
a bit more relaxed.
a bit more relaxed. Number four,
we have, uh,
have
uh,
first quite
quite,
fast.
quite,
Quite
quite
an
alternative
alternative
lifestyle.
lifestyle. Number five,
I have,
I have
To do
to
to do a lot. Okay, I have to do a
uh,
lot
more work.
of work these days. I have to do a lot more work these days. And six, we
uh, we want,
want
we want
A
a
house
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 a lot more
with
with a lot more space.
a lot more space. That's correct. The next one, complete the sentences with the phrases in the box. Number one, being a journalist can be a difficult job.
Mm,
Hmm? What can be? Can be a bit more difficult job, a lot less difficult job, pretty good difficult job, quite difficult job, quite a difficult job, quite an difficult job.
Quite a.
Why?
Quite a. I'd like to spend time doing boring housework. I hate it.
A lot less.
All of this.
Lot less. Ahmed is interesting person.
Quite an.
Quite an interesting person. I think we need to think about this before we make a decision.
A bit more.
More.
A bit more. This food you've made is
Pretty good.
pretty good. And the final level of this game is
Great.
quite hard.
Quite.
Okay. Yeah. So the next one, we will listen to the recording, choose the words in the text that are different from what you hear. So in the text, it will be something different, not the same that we are going to listen on the audio. One moment. So that's only 1.10. One moment, please.
Audio 1.10.
A tiny house is the name for a very small home that is becoming popular these days. These homes are probably not much larger than one room in your home, but they usually include a living room, kitchen, bathroom, and bedroom. One reason that people choose to live in such homes is because they're cheap to buy. Often they're on wheels, so you can move them from one position to another easily. This means that you can easily park them next to a house or at the end of a garden if you don't own any land.
Okay, which words did you hear different? The first was it wasn't the first, but yeah, place instead of place. What did she say? Position, yeah. Position. What else?
Uh,
Instead of put, Lily, what was it?
Parking.
Park. What else did you hear?
to rent to buy.
How to buy them, not to rent, to buy. Okay, what else?
In
Bigger,
Bigger,
longer.
larger.
Mm.
And
dining room is living room.
yeah, that's right. Living room. I think that's it. Very good. So, listen to a podcast about living in a tiny house. Choose the correct word to complete the sentence. So, the owner's experience is mostly positive or mostly negative.
Audio 1.11.
Today, we're talking about alternative lifestyles. With me is Adele Winters, who doesn't live in a flat or house like most people. She lives in a very small home on wheels. Adele, why did you decide to buy this type of home?
Well, there are lots of reasons why a tiny house is a good idea. For some people, it's about living a simple life without a lot of things around them. For others, it's because they cost less. I bought a tiny home because I wanted to be a homeowner and I didn't have enough money for anything else.
Tiny homes can be good for the environment too, can't they?
Yes, they use less energy and owners buy less stuff because they have no space. I can't believe I only own 3 pairs of shoes these days.
Who built your home?
I wanted to build it myself because I love doing things with my hands, but I have a really busy job and I didn't have enough time. So I got a company to build it for me. It was a bit different from what I wanted, but I loved it from the start.
What do you love the most about your home?
My home is small, but it has everything I need, so it's quite comfortable to live there. I've got a bath in my bathroom, which is unusual for a tiny house. It's a small bath, but it's there. And because everything is smaller, it makes it so much easier to clean. That's my favourite thing.
I can imagine. Are there things you don't like about your tiny house?
My home's in the back garden of my friend's parents' house. It's a huge garden, but I worry that they'll ask me to leave in the future and I won't have anywhere to go. I know that some people want more space, but that's not a problem for me. There's a lot of space outside to enjoy.
Your partner recently moved in with you. What happens if you need some time away from each other?
My friends ask me the same thing. Our living room is also our bedroom. We don't have another room to go to except for the bathroom. So one of us usually goes out for a walk.
Okay, so mostly her experience is positive or negative?
Positive?
Yeah, I believe that, yeah, positive. Oh, she sounds positive. We listen again and choose the correct variant. So, why did Adele buy a tiny home? What has surprised Adele about living in a tiny home? What does Adele say about building her home? What does Adele say is the best thing about her tiny house? And what does Adele not like about her home? What happens when Adele wants time away from her partner?
Audio 1.11.
Today, we're talking about alternative lifestyles. With me is Adele Winters, who doesn't live in a flat or house like most people. She lives in a very small home on wheels. Adele, why did you decide to buy this type of home?
Well, there are lots of reasons why a tiny house is a good idea. For some people, it's about living a simple life without a lot of things around them. For others, it's because they cost less. I bought a tiny home because I wanted to be a homeowner and I didn't have enough money for anything else.
Tiny homes can be good for the environment too, can't they?
Yes, they use less energy and owners buy less stuff because they have no space.
I can't believe I only own 3 pairs of shoes these days.
Who built your home?
I wanted to build it myself because I love doing things with my hands, but I have a really busy job and I didn't have enough time. So I got a company to build it for me. It was a bit different from what I wanted, but I loved it from the start.
What do you love the most about your home?
My home is small, but it has everything I need, so it's quite comfortable to live there. I've got a bath in my bathroom, which is unusual for a tiny house. It's a small bath, but it's there. And because everything is smaller, it makes it so much easier to clean. That's my favourite thing.
I can imagine. Are there things you don't like about your tiny house?
My home's in the back garden of my friend's parents' house. It's a huge garden, but I worry that they'll ask me to leave in the future and I won't have anywhere to go. I know that some people want more space, but that's not a problem for me. There's a lot of space outside to enjoy.
Your partner recently moved in with you. What happens if you need some time away from each other?
My friends ask me the same thing. Our living room is also our bedroom. We don't have another room to go to except for the bathroom. So one of us usually goes out for a walk.
Okay, so why did Adele buy a tiny home?
To live an easy life.
To live an easy life? Any other variants? Well, I believe to own her own home because she said, I wanted to be a house owner, something like that. Let's try to find it.
Reasons why a tiny house is a good idea. For some people, it's about living a simple life without a lot of things around them. For others, it's because they cost less. I bought a tiny home because I wanted to be a homeowner.
I bought a tiny home because I wanted to be a homeowner. Mhm. Number 2, what has surprised Adele about living in a tiny home?
The cheap cost of energy.
Yeah, she mentioned that one. And I don't know if it can be A because she said, I was really surprised that like you can't have a lot of things there. So she said, I have only 3 pairs of shoes. That's it.
They use less energy, and owners buy less stuff because they have no space. I can't believe I only own 3 pairs of shoes these days.
I can't believe that I own only 3 pairs of shoes these days. What does Adele say about building her home?
A company built her home.
Yeah, I'm sorry. A company built her home. She mentioned that she wanted to build it by herself, but at the end, the company built it. Why does Adele say it's the best thing about her tiny house?
She has a fantastic bedroom.
Among the other things, I think all
Uh,
of them are correct in a way. She said that living is very comfortable, Then she said that it's kind of easy to clean. And the bathroom, yeah, she mentioned that she has a bath and it's very unusual for a tiny home. But anyway, she has it. So I know what we can say. It's fine.
Unusual for a tiny home, but I loved it from the start.
What do you love the most about your home?
My home is small, but it has everything I need, so it's quite comfortable to live there.
So it's comfortable to live there.
I've got a bath in my bathroom, which is unusual for a tiny house.
So she describes her bathroom.
It's a small bath, but it's there. And because everything is smaller, it makes it so much easier to clean.
Easier to clean. Okay, so what does Adele not like about her home?
I think she would like a bigger garden.
Well, she mentioned the garden, but in another meaning, she said that her tiny house is in the garden of her friend's parents. The garden is huge, but anyway, she worries that one day they will ask her to move somewhere and she doesn't have the place to go. We can listen that.
That's my favourite thing.
I can imagine. Are there things you don't like about your tiny house?
My home's in the back garden of my friend's parents' house. It's a huge garden, but I worry that they'll ask me to leave in the future and I won't have anywhere to go.
So yeah, she worries that they can ask her to leave in the future. And six, what happens when Adele wants time away from her partner?
She spends time outside.
Yeah, she spends time outside. Sorry. She mentioned that they have only the bathroom, so there is no other place to go. But she didn't say that she goes now. She said that they go out. They spend time outside. Hmm? Okay, so I think for homework it will be this page of review in the student book. It's page 18. Maybe not everything. Let's do just exercise 1 and 3 and 4. Exercise 1, 3, 4. Now I'm going to send you the homework. So we see each other on Thursday. Good night. Have a nice day tomorrow. Bye. See you. Bye.
Teacher.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.